Hey everyone, this is Dr. David Song from the Rehab Hero Clinic, and today we'll be talking about proximal biceps tendinitis, so take a look. Biceps tendinitis is a condition that is considered to be a repetitive overuse condition, and it can present with shoulder pain or upper biceps pain. This type of pain can be triggered anytime you need to use your shoulder or your biceps. This can include carrying heavy objects, raising an object in front of you, lifting up your child. It can hurt your shoulder all the same. You can also feel this in the gym when you're doing exercises like the shoulder press, bicep curl, bench press. It can all be affected by biceps tendinitis. Biceps tendinitis is a condition that can take some time to heal, and it is a condition that does require some strengthening in order to cause positive changes within the tendon of your biceps. This condition usually takes about 8 to 12 weeks to recover, and that's with exercise. If not, it can take anywhere from 6 to 8 months. Needless to say, strengthening the biceps tendon is going to be very important if you want to reach full recovery, and you can't do so if you have a tendinitis. The type of exercise that we want to do for your biceps tendon are called time under tension exercises, or TUT. This type of exercise does require slowing down the movement so that we could target the tendon instead of just the muscle. Today we'll be going over 3 different exercises that you can do to start strengthening your shoulder and biceps tendon. It'll be important that week by week, or at least bi-weekly, that you'll be increasing the intensity of the exercise so that you can actually challenge the tendon. If an exercise becomes too easy, you're going to have to either bump up the weight or do a harder version of that exercise. All right, let's get started. All right, the first exercise that we're going to do is a modified front raise, and it will require at least some sort of weight. I'm going to be using a 5-pound dumbbell, but quite honestly, this might be too light for you. When you're doing these exercises, by the way, you want to make sure you follow my tendon rule, which is you don't want more than 2 out of 10 pain during the exercise. You don't want to have lingering pain for over 2 hours after completing the exercise, and you don't want to have pain for 2 days or discomfort for 2 days following completion of this exercise, which means that tomorrow morning it shouldn't feel worse. So first you're going to grab the weight and you're going to go into what's called wrist supination, which is palms up. This is because the biceps is responsible for supination of the forearm, so we want to make sure that we're targeting the biceps tendon by keeping that supinated position. From here, you're going to just lift the weight in front of you up to 90 degrees shoulder flexion. This is roughly where your hand is about shoulder height. From there, you're going to take 5 seconds to slowly lower the weight back down to starting position. From there, you could either raise the weight with the other arm, or you could just raise it up yourself and repeat. Now you want to pick a weight where this exercise is about a 6 out of 10 intensity and still with less than 2 out of 10 pain or discomfort. So you're going to have to kind of test the waters to see what feels right for you. Some people might be able to do a 10-pound, some others only 5, some even 20. It really depends on how strong your arm was before the injury and how severe the injury is. All right, let's move on to our next exercise. All right, the next exercise that we'll be doing is called the spider curl. For this exercise, you do need an exercise bench and a dumbbell. So first what you're going to do is start by setting the bench on an incline. I've got about a 45-degree incline here. Give or take 5 to 15 degrees. It doesn't really matter too much. It's all going to be able to hit the right structures. From there, you're just going to lie down on it, chest down, and you're just going to grab the weight. Make sure that your shoulder's not being blocked by the actual bench itself. And as you can see, my arm is just hanging freely. From this position, I'm going to make sure my chest stays on the bench so that I'm not using momentum through my spine to lift the weight for me. From there, keep that elbow in this fixed pivot position, and you're just going to bend it to raise the weight all the way up. As you can see, I'm not shifting my elbow back and forth. I am just keeping it in place myself. And from here, once again, to do the time under tension training, we'll only take about 5 seconds or so to lower the weight. Now, a lot of people out there, and I can say this because I treat a lot of people, those patients will count really quickly. So it's not like 5 counts, but 5 Mississippi. So I'm thinking 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5, and then back up again. Once again, with this exercise, just like with the last exercise, you want to make sure it's less than 2 out of 10 pain and about 6 out of 10 exercise intensity, okay? You do about 6 to 8 repetitions. You want to pick a weight that makes 6 to 8 repetitions challenging, and you do about 3 sets, 3 times a week, same with the last exercise. Let's move on to our next one. Okay, the last exercise we'll be doing is the incline bench curl. Now, if the spider curl is challenging the biceps tendon in a short lever position, we are now going to go into a long lever position, which puts a bit more stress on the tendon. So if this feels too uncomfortable, you might have to wait a couple of weeks of doing the other two exercises before you can build up to this one. But chances are you can probably tolerate the exercise if you just use a lighter weight. So here we are, we're going to set up the bench at about a 45-degree angle, just like we did with the spider curl. And you're going to hold the weight in one arm and lean back onto it. From there, you're going, once again, keep your elbow fixed in space, and you're just going to create some elbow flexion to raise the weight up. Once again, we're going to take about 5 full seconds to lower the weight. And we'll be doing about 6 to 8 repetitions as well. Okay, one more time. As you're doing this, notice that I'm not really shifting my elbow back and forth. I'm not pulling that elbow in front of me to raise the weight. I'm just simply keeping it in place as I raise the weight. All right, everyone, those are 3 different exercises that you can do to start your biceps tendonitis recovery. If you're still dealing with issues despite doing these exercises for a few weeks, then I recommend you see your local healthcare practitioner. These exercises don't replace an assessment with one. So if you don't actually know what kind of condition you're facing or you're dealing with, please see someone to get a proper assessment. Thanks for watching my video. If you like the content, please subscribe to my channel. If you have a question, let me know in the comments below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. I'll see you guys next time.